Hello, Leo, and welcome to your money reading for October 2025. I know the setup is a little different, but that's okay. I think we'll make it work. So, Leo, let's go ahead and get right into your reading because, I'm feeling pretty good, and I think things are definitely going to shift, all right? Because a lot of the signs, October, especially the second half of October, has been really good, all right? So I think there's just something collectively happening, in the second half of October. But we're going to see. We're going to see. All right, Leo. So let me get everybody situated here because you've got some fantastic cards for the beginning of October. Look at this. You got the Sun card, you got the Ace of Cups. All right, so here's the thing. As we move into October, Leo, you're going to feel like things are really like abundant in overflow. Now, for a lot of you, this will be financial, but for some of you, this could just be abundance in time, feeling good, feeling healthy. All right, because this Ace of Cups usually starts a brand new overflowing, incoming. It's also the start of a new relationship for some of you. And for some of you, this will be romantic, but for a lot of you, it will be just a new relationship, maybe with money, maybe with your business, maybe with the project that you're working on that's going to really kind of give you some new opportunities that you did not have before. All right, Leo? So we also have the Seven of Cups, which means you're going to have to say no to some things. And then we've got the Ace of Swords, which means there's going to be some stalls as it relates to, money, work, career, investments, business. But the thing is these are things that need to happen. Sometimes things need to slow down so they can pick back up. Sometimes things need to slow down so either the timing of something works out better, or sometimes it's just us getting a better grasp on things. And so we're like, whew, at least this isn't, isn't moving too quickly because now I can catch up, or now I can, process, and I can make different decisions or different plans moving forward. So as that relates to your money, we've got a lot of emotional stuff going on. You're attracting a lot of attention. This is unexpected attention, but don't worry, it's still an opportunity for you to monetize. So don't shy away from that, Leo. And then we've got the Sun card, the most positive card in the deck. And you know what? The other thing about the Sun card too is like sometimes it's just surprises. Surprise cash showing up, surprise job offers being made, surprise connections with the right person happening at the right time, celebrating a win, celebrating a big sale, celebrating a promotion. It could be any or a combination of those things. Now we do have that King of Cups. Remember, the King of Cups is emotional intelligence. So we are paying attention to how we feel. And we know that feelings don't always dictate reality. All right, so pay attention to that. And I think you're doing really well with that, Leo, because, I know sometimes our feelings get the best of us, especially when we are working, trying to make money, trying to do things. Okay, so I'll just say your feelings are in check. And that's a very strong place to be. Wow, look at this. Okay, Leo, you've got some of the most positive cards here. Ace of Cups, Sun, Wheel of Fortune, Star. Are things going to get any better? All right, I can confidently say some surprise cash is going to show up for you, Leo. All right, so get ready for it. Here's the thing. Some people around you are going to notice that, and they are going to want some of what you got going on because things are just going a little bit too good for you, Leo. Now, as it concerns your money, I do believe like some surprise cash or some surprise opportunity is going to show up for you. And the thing is, there's someone around you who sees that, and they're going to feel like you owe them. Like they're going to try and make you feel like you owe them something. You don't. So be very careful about not letting yourself get manipulated emotionally. Maybe that's why this fell onto that King of Cups, because somebody wants, you know, basically has their hand out. Let's say you get a surprise influx of cash somehow, some way. Somebody close to you says, oh, well, remember that time I helped you do blah, 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 blah. And so they've got their hand out. Doesn't mean you have to give them anything, but be prepared for some of that kind of stuff going on. And here's the thing. Sometimes people will do that. They will try to manipulate you. They will try to coerce you. Don't allow it. Reconnecting with someone from your past. I have a feeling this is something where it's not going to go anywhere. Maybe somebody has a lot of big talk and they say, hey, let's get together and do this. You say, okay, and then it never takes off. That's what I feel like this is. Wheel of Fortune, Star, Temperance, 3 very strong cards. Wheel of Fortune, unexpected good luck. That's why I say I think some surprise cash is showing up for you in October, especially mid-October. The Star card is it's a card of health. Okay, that's what I'm getting. I'm so excited because this is hitting me very quickly. The Star card is a card of healing, health, rejuvenation, well-being, overall wellness. But the Star card is also a card of being a star in your own life. Now it's interesting because it fell on the 6 of Wands, which is another card that talks about being the center of attention. All right, you know, being like a low-key celebrity within your circle. And that is some of you. Some of you Leos are that exactly. Now the Temperance card is a card that talks about things coming into balance, harmony. Also, if you are trying to figure out solutions for something that could help you make money, I have a feeling that you are going to get those answers through a dream or through a sign or a symbol in some way. All right, so when you're asking for a sign, you're going to get one, Leo. You're going to get one. Like, am I on the right path? Am I on the right track? Maybe this reading could be your sign. All right, but that Star card, remember, attention is currency. Don't be afraid to monetize it in whatever way you can, Leo. Don't leave money on the table. All right, let's see what else is showing up for Leo. Wow, and you got the Sun card again. Even though it's in the reverse, doesn't matter. You know, the Sun card in my readings is always positive, just to a lesser degree. Yep, here's that person with their hand out. Somebody's going to want something from you, Leo, and they're feeling entitled to it in some way. Doesn't mean you have to give it to them in, you know, specific terms for the context of this reading. I feel like someone's going to feel like you owe them money, but you don't. All right, so don't allow yourself to get caught up in that. Sun card, the most positive card. I mean, honestly, Leo, I feel like surprise money, surprise opportunities are showing up. The 5 of Pentacles in the reverse is also a fantastic card because that is the money mindset card, which means you're not playing small. Now, it doesn't mean you fully stepped into where you want to be, but you're moving in that direction, right? You're starting to see and expand the possibilities and really have higher expectations of what you think you can accomplish and what you can do. The 9 of Pentacles means you do have to spend some money. This is very scary. I just went through this myself, you know, having to drop a big chunk of money on something. However, there's a difference between blowing money ridiculously and also investing in something, building something, and I feel like that's what this is here. This is what needs to happen. Some of you need to spend the money to hire the coach. Some of you need to spend the money for a developer to build your website, whatever the case may be, okay? The Hangman, another great card to see in the reverse because this is a card that talks about progression and forward movement. In other words, you are not stagnant, you are not stuck. You are taking action and you are getting results. All right. So when we're talking about money, this is, you know, fantastic. This is brilliant. I already talked about this 7 of Swords. Somebody feels entitled to you and your resources, Leo. Cut them off because it will be a drain energetically and if you allow it, financially. The 6 of Cups. Got that card twice. This is the one where I said I think somebody's going to show up. and they'll say, hey, you know, talk all this, you know, big plans, and nothing ever happens. But it looks like maybe you revisit with that person in the following week, and you guys do decide to make something happen. You know, a business arrangement, maybe working together, a partnership, or maybe just somebody introduces you to somebody that helps you make more money. But you know, if it's in alignment with what you're trying to do, don't dismiss it. You know, let's see if we can make it work. You know, if it's worth your time. Oh, what? Can you see that card? Like, what? All right. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to double down, but like I said, I think surprise money is showing up for you in October, Leo. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh. And you're getting out of your own way. What? And then the Leo. Talk about a month where you're doing all the right things and things are happening in all the right ways. Okay, let's look at this last row of cards here because this is fan-freaking-tastic. Ace of Pentacles. This is a brand new source of income. All right, I think it's something you probably have been working on throughout the month, and then boom, it finally pays off at the end of October. You're not worrying, okay? This is a card of worry, anxiety, frustration. It's in the reverse, which means you're not feeling any of that. We got this King of Wands. The King of Wands means somebody's watching you, all right? And here's the thing. I don't want to say this is like a stalker situation, but you know how when you're doing stuff, suddenly you are on a lot of people's radar. And that's what I'm picking up with this. And I feel like this is somebody who's a higher up, maybe like a boss, a higher manager, maybe a potential client or customer, maybe somebody who is an investor thinking about working with you. Whatever the case may be, you're on someone's radar, but you don't know it, all right? So keep doing what you're doing, Leo, because it's helping you get seen, it's helping you get established, it's helping you get discovered. All the good things that we want when we're talking about business, money, career. Then we have that Devil card. He's another one I like to see in the reverse. Why? Because this means that you are no longer getting in your own way. You are not self-sabotaging. Now, it doesn't mean you've overcome every challenge, you know, you've ever dealt with. But what it does mean is that you have an awareness. You have an awareness of how things trip you up, how things happen, and how you hold yourself back. And now you're aware of what you're doing so you don't keep doing that. That is huge when it comes to money. And sometimes we get in our own way as it relates to money because maybe we have bad spending habits. Maybe we are sloppy with, you know, how we manage our money, right? All of those are self-defeating behaviors when it concerns money. And you're in the process of fixing that, Leo. That's fantastic. Finally, we got the Page of Swords. Good news about something being stopped or discontinued. Yes. Now, you guys know when I do these money readings, a lot of times that Page of Swords will show up when it is like maybe you pay off a bill. Maybe a ticket or a fine or something like that gets dismissed. All right? I have a feeling some of you are paying off debt, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is for a lot of you. But it's good. That's really good news. So, like I said, Leo, I'm like looking at these cards, I am more than confident to say that you have surprise cash coming up because you have like the best cards to get in a money reading in your reading. The Sun card, twice. Wheel of Fortune, the Star. Ooh, even Temperance, because that means things are coming into balance. The Ace of Pentacles. The Page of Swords. All right. The only thing, oh, and the Ace of Cups. The only thing I want you to be really on top of is not letting someone emotionally manipulate you or feel like you are obligated, you know, to them financially in any way. Because see, when you have all this good stuff happening, people notice, and then people start surrounding you with their hand out. And you're just going to have to, you know, be very discerning as it relates to that. All right, Leo, so hope you're ready because October is going to be really good. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Halloween oracle card. Ooh, Lady de los Muertos. I hope I said that correctly. Acceptance and equality. Oh, that's a nice one. All right, acceptance and equality. I feel like this is such a good card, a very powerful card, very good energy. And sometimes acceptance doesn't always mean like accepting people who are different, but sometimes it's about accepting parts of us that maybe we don't like, or maybe that we could be ashamed of too. I don't know, I just went through that, so maybe that's why I'm interpreting the card that way. All right, Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.